city, 50,000 homes strong, built from scratch and about to be handed over free of charge to the people of Burkina Faso. Yes, you heard that right. A city, not a neighborhood. While leaders across the globe argue about policy and budgets, Traoré is out here laying concrete, raising walls, and handing over keys. No handouts, no gimmicks, just pure revolutionary action. Today, we're diving into how this massive project was pulled off, why it's sending shockwaves through the global elite, and what this means for the future of Africa. Buckle up, because this isn't just a housing story, it's a declaration of independence from poverty, and the world isn't ready. A leader who builds, not just talks. While the world's political elite wine and dine at summits, trading buzzwords and promises, Ibrahim Traoré is doing something radically different. He's building. Not building narratives or reputations, but actual homes. A staggering 50,000 of them. This isn't some publicity stunt or IMF-funded fantasy. This is a real, homegrown initiative by Burkina Faso, led by Burkinabe for Burkinabe. No foreign contractors, no flashy ribbon cuttings, just sweat, soil, and state-backed resolve. The mission? To give these homes, yes, give them, directly to the people who need them most. No mortgage, no rent, no fine print. It's not a trickle-down gimmick. It's a flood of dignity. Traoré's approach slices through the tired playbook of post-colonial dependency. He's not waiting for aid, and he's certainly not begging for applause. While developed nations wring their hands over housing bubbles, evictions, and inflation, Burkina Faso just delivered one of the largest free housing efforts in modern African history. And they did it with intention, because to Traoré, a home isn't just shelter, it's the cornerstone of nationhood. It's the antidote to instability, the first brick in building a future where people aren't trapped in survival mode. This isn't charity, it's a form of reparative leadership, a defiant declaration that Africans don't need saving, they need sovereignty. It challenges the world's low expectations and dares others to follow suit. With each home, Traoré is etching a new chapter in Burkina Faso's history, one that doesn't rely on applause from abroad, but accountability at home. In a world of talkers, he's a doer, and he just proved that real leadership starts with a foundation, literally. Concrete dreams in the Sahel. Don't let the dusty plains of Burkina Faso fool you. Something futuristic just rose from the earth. In a region often portrayed as dry, desperate, and dependent, Traoré has flipped the bricks of the foundation. The new city of 50,000 homes isn't just a random collection of concrete boxes. It's a meticulously designed, eco-conscious, sustainable urban plan that rivals modern suburbs anywhere in the world. From paved roads and solar-powered streetlights to advanced water filtration systems and green communal spaces, this isn't just a city, it's a movement. Engineers teamed up with local architects to design a city that breathes Burkinabe identity. This wasn't about copying Western urban grids, it was about honoring tradition. Markets, schools, clinics, and parks were seamlessly integrated to promote both community cohesion and economic activity. The homes themselves aren't cookie-cutter boxes, they're built for extended families, reflecting the deep cultural value placed on kinship. What's truly astonishing is that Traoré achieved all this under immense pressure. International sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and a shaky global economy. But instead of folding or begging foreign lenders, he doubled down on self-reliance. He rallied the people, harnessed local resources, and leaned into community expertise. This wasn't just construction, it was a movement. Brick by brick, Traoré turned Pan-African ideals into a functioning reality, proving that independence isn't a slogan, it's an action. This is the kind of nation building the continent has long deserved, and Burkina Faso just led the way. Where others build for profit, Traoré builds for purpose. The housing crisis that haunts the West, Traoré just put that conversation in a chokehold. He didn't ask for approval, didn't wait for validation, he just did it. And now, while Wall Street investors are busy flipping condos, Burkina Faso is flipping expectations. This isn't just development, it's defiance. And for the first time in a long time, the Global South is leading by example, giving the people their land back. Land. That five-letter word that has sparked revolutions, toppled empires, and divided nations. In Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré didn't just talk about redistributing land, he executed it. The 50,000 home city isn't being sold to the highest bidder. It's being given to the people. No interest rates, no landlords, no evictions, just keys, doors, and dignity. That's revolutionary. In a world where housing is a commodity, Traoré is treating it as a human right. The land used for this mega housing project, it wasn't taken from the people. It was reclaimed for the people, from corrupt landowners and absentee elites who hoarded hectares while millions slept under makeshift roofs. Traoré's move is a direct response to decades of land misuse and bureaucratic paralysis. He cut through the red tape like a machete in the bush, and by doing so, he unlocked what every nation struggles to manage: affordable, accessible, abundant housing. This isn't just about shelter, it's about power. In Burkina Faso, land ownership now symbolizes more than a home. It represents security, pride, and a claim to the nation's future. For farmers, it means planting without the fear of eviction. For mothers, it means choosing nourishment without sacrificing rent. Traoré knows that true freedom isn't just political, it's economic. By handing over legal ownership to the people, he's done what few leaders dare: flipped the land ownership hierarchy upside down. No longer is land the privilege of the elite, it's the birthright of the people. The powerful may be rattled, but the public? They're standing taller than ever, grounded in land that finally belongs to them. Employment revolution, building the builders. Forget outsourcing. From the very beginning, Traoré made a game-changing call. This housing city would rise through Burkinabe hands, with Burkinabe know-how, no imported labor forces, no foreign consultants swooping in for photo ops. Instead, thousands of local jobs were created overnight. Bricklayers, plumbers, electricians, welders, engineers, men and women alike were mobilized on a national scale. Even women who had never stepped foot on a construction site were trained and hired. The city morphed into an open-air university of labor, where every hammer swing, every nail, every slab of cement laid was a lesson in dignity and economic freedom. Now think about the global narrative that's long plagued Burkina Faso, that it's poor, underdeveloped, and perpetually dependent on outsiders. Traoré broke that walls. By going local, he didn't just create jobs, he ignited pride. These homes weren't anonymous buildings erected by foreign firms. They were shaped by uncles, cousins, neighbors, and friends. Picture a father walking his child through a neighborhood he helped raise. That's not just development, that's ownership. That's legacy. And it didn't stop at construction. Vocational training shot up. Supply chains for bricks, tools, and equipment expanded. Micro businesses popped up everywhere to support the workers. Food stalls, tool rental shops, even childcare services. The housing project became its own economic engine. Traoré wasn't merely erecting walls. He was building a workforce, a skilled generation. While other nations cling to foreign training programs and endless seminars, Burkina Faso went hands-on. This isn't foreign aid. It's national empowerment in its most potent form. And yes, the world is watching. A city that protects its people. Safety and security were never afterthoughts in Traoré's plan. He knew that a city must not only house its citizens, but also shield them. That's why this 50,000 home marvel comes equipped with a smart security framework that would put some western suburbs to shame. We're talking community patrol units staffed by locals, real-time emergency response centers, and strategically placed street lighting that runs on solar energy. This city doesn't just offer peace of mind, it enforces it. And the design matters. Streets are built wide for visibility, neighborhood clusters are small enough to maintain strong communal ties, and public areas are watched over, not by cameras alone, but by the very people who live there. It's a reawakening of traditional African vigilance combined with modern tools. This is not about policing the people, it's about empowering them to protect their own. Traoré knew that true safety starts when people feel invested in their environment. On top of housing and community spaces, the city includes a fire department, medical emergency stations, and a fully mapped disaster response plan, all embedded into its design. For a nation frequently facing unpredictable weather and regional threats, this level of preparedness is revolutionary. It shows that Traoré isn't just solving for now, he's future-proofing his country. While Western nations tout smart cities filled with sensors and tech hype, Traoré has built something more grounded, a strong city. One rooted in resilience, not surveillance. Here, security isn't imposed from above or outsourced, it's integrated. community-led, and people-centered. It's practical, powerful, and profoundly African. And in this moment, it's Burkina Faso, not Silicon Valley, redefining what modern cities should look like. Redefining African leadership. Let's not sugarcoat it. Africa has had its fair share of leaders who enrich themselves while their people scraped by for basics. But Ibrahim Traoré, he's breaking the mold. Young, unbought, and unapologetically Pan-African, he's offering a bold alternative. The 50,000-home city he spearheaded isn't a vanity project. It's a seismic act of rebellion against a global system that long insisted Burkina Faso would never rise. This is leadership without compromise, without puppeteering, without waiting for permission. Traoré isn't trying to go viral. He's trying to uplift. For decades, African nations were told to wait. Wait for Western investors. Wait for IMF disbursements. Wait for foreign experts to tell them how to fix their own countries. Traoré shredded that playbook. He's putting housing, not military hardware or foreign policy theater, at the core of his national strategy. Why? Because he understands that real leadership meets people at eye level, shoulder to shoulder, in the trenches of daily life. And it's catching on. Across the continent, young Africans are tuned in. They're not just watching, they're quoting him, studying his interviews, turning his leadership style into a movement. Traoré isn't just a president, he's becoming a prototype. A leader who doesn't promise utopia, but builds real foundations, literally and figuratively. In an era of empty slogans, he built a city, and with that, he's raised the standard of what governance should look like. Most world leaders would need a ladder just to reach the bar he's now set. Burkina Faso, once dismissed, is now rewriting the future, and Traoré is holding the pen. Changing global perceptions, one brick at a time. For years, international media painted Burkina Faso in grayscale: poverty, instability, terrorism. But now, a new image is emerging, one of progress, one of sovereignty. And it's thanks to a city of 50,000 homes that no one outside Africa thought possible. Traoré didn't build this city to impress the world, but he did. And now, those same outlets that once ignored Burkina Faso are scrambling to understand what just happened. Global perception isn't just optics, it's leverage. And Traoré just gained tons of it without hiring a single PR firm. Every drone shot of the new city, every family turning a key, every child's laughter echoing from a new schoolyard sends a powerful message. Africa builds. This isn't charity, it's capability. Suddenly, international investors are eyeing Ouagadougou as untapped potential. NGOs that once looked away are now knocking for meetings. Even once silent African leaders are taking notes, rethinking their priorities. Traoré didn't just shift the narrative, he flipped the global gaze. Burkina Faso is no longer the story of what's missing, it's the blueprint. And let's not ignore the ripple effects. Diasporas are rethinking their assumptions. Youth are seeing their homeland with fresh eyes. Traoré didn't just change the skyline, he changed the narrative. Burkina Faso is no longer a victim, it's a visionary. And that kind of rebranding, that's priceless. The West loves stories of bootstrapping success. Well, here's one made of cement and resolve. And Traoré didn't write it in English or French, he wrote it in action. The future, built, not promised. Here's the bottom line. Ibrahim Traoré isn't waiting for the future, he's building it. While other nations publish 5-year plans that gather dust, Traoré laid down 50,000 roofs and told the people, this is yours, no spin, no speeches, just a skyline of hope. And this isn't the end, it's the foundation. Plans are already underway for job zones, technology parks, and transit corridors to link the city with the rest of the country. Traoré is playing the long game, and he's playing to win. Burkina Faso has officially entered a new era, one defined not by what it lacks, but by what it builds. And make no mistake, this kind of transformation echoes far beyond its borders. It signals to every underdog nation that progress doesn't need permission, that when you combine political will with grassroots power, you can move mountains, or in this case, build cities. And so, to the world that once looked down on Burkina Faso, the message is loud and clear. Watch us now. Because under Traoré's leadership, the country isn't asking for charity. It's asking for respect. And it's earning it. One home at a time. Think about that. 50,000 homes, 0 mortgages, and an entire city rising from the dust, built not for profit, but for the people. Ibrahim Traoré didn't just build houses, he built hope, brick by brick. While many leaders chase headlines, he's rewriting history with action. This isn't charity, it's a blueprint for national dignity. And let's be honest, the global powers didn't see this coming. They underestimated a young revolutionary and overestimated the weight of foreign aid. Now, Traoré has shown that when a nation stands on its own feet, the ground shakes beneath global assumptions. So what's next? Will other African nations follow suit? Will this new city become the model for how developing nations reclaim their destiny? One thing's certain, Burkina Faso is no longer waiting for a savior. It's becoming one. If this story inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more eye-opening content, and drop your thoughts below. The world is watching. And Traoré just raised the bar.